like say for example, when when a supplier, I mean, when the buyer, for example, provides their proof of funds, and the supplier supplies the proof of product, they want the buyer to go and get their SBLC normally, and then the supplier um, gets the 2% performance bond. That may be 5, 7, 10, or even 14 days later. So when you look at that, what problem do you see? You see the problem of trust. In other words, if you got 10, if the buyer's spending $10 million, well, in fact, we have a deal right now for sunflower seed oil, refined sunflower seed oil, 850 a metric ton, 10,000 metric tons, 8,400,000 some odd $1,000 and change. So the buyer goes and gets the SBLC. So if it's 3%, just say 300 and some odd $1,000. But the problem is, if the buyer doesn't get the performance guarantee and something happened, that dude done lost his 300 some odd $1,000, right? And he's concerned. He's saying, hey, I want that performance guarantee at the same time I go spend my money and get my SBLC. So what IBEX Global did with our new company procedures is we now allow the buyer to get a non-operative DLC or non-operative SBLC. And basically it says that this piece of paper is not operative, is not active until this, thus, and so happens. Which means that you can put in there, hey, it's not going to be operative until the SGS is done. It's not going to be operative until the 2% performance bond is activated. So when you think about that, IBEX Global now can implement the uh, non-operative agreements. So it's things like that which previously caused deals to fail now no longer happens. So that's one of the milestones that we've accomplished becoming an actual distributor. Now, secondly, we have a minimum the minimum order requirement is 1 million dollars, 1 million real dollars is the minimum performance, invoice. Okay. Previously, the minimum was 3 million. So what we found was a lot of people, some people, they don't want to get $3 million worth of something. They wanted less. So now we've drawn that minimum down to $3 million. To $1 million pro forma invoice, which is about 1,300 metric tons of edible who want to get less than that 1,300 metric tons. They still have to make a TT payment. But again, how do we protect that TT payment? Well, the way we protect that TT payment is we are going to accept the payment. So just say, for example, somebody's getting, just say $500,000 worth of sunflower seed oil, which would be about, 600 metric tons. So 30% of 500 is 150,000. So what we're now able to do is take that $150,000 and we will issue an SBLC from our own ledger, you know, our own bank, our own bank account, our own credit line. That way, the buyer's money is not tied up in an outside supplier's hands. And they got the performance guarantee to back us up. So now our money is protected both ways. One, by the buyer's TT payment, because if he don't make that 70% TT payment when you get down to the port, then the SBLC is going to pay it. Previous to that, if he got that, if he put this $150,000 in and then come up with the rest of $350,000, then he would just lose his 150, and then we would be stuck with the stock. But now the SBLC that comes from our ledger pays it off. So the bottom line is we're heading to a direction where there's more flexibility in the procedures, which means that if the buyer has an issue with the IBEX procedure, it's not called IBEX though, but with the IBEX procedure, we enable that buyer to come in, well, not physically come in, but we're able to come to the table and do a tabletop negotiation of what you want, and do a little moving things around to make the procedure work for that individual customer, which means more dollars for you. So I just wanted to share that with you. All right. All right, good. So we are now also, watch this. This also gives us more flexibility in the oils. That's the main thing, because we're taking title to it and whatnot. So that's going to work out better. All right. All right. Well, I think that's all we wanted to touch on for right now. All right. Okay. All right. Good deal. Talk to you then. All right. Bye. All right. So that's the latest news there of what's going on in the world of imports and exports. So we got to catch another call here. I got to do an interview. So if you have any questions, you want to become a part of this awesome opportunity, don't wait. Participate in your own success. Okay, let's go. Cheers.